Hey, everybody. Today we are privileged to get together with Keith Wells from Digital Made Easy,
Yes.
also known as DME. A
Hmm.
really, really good, reputable company based in Atlanta. Is that right, Keith?
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. Digital signage, digital media boards, all kind of technology as well.
Hmm.
IoT. In fact, there's pretty much probably not anything you bring to Keith he won't figure out how to help you. Which is that's what we like. So we like to be helpful. But
Yes.
Keith, thank you for taking the time. The purpose today is just to get to know you and your company a little bit more, and kind of go through some things, and maybe even talk about a good use case or a case study. So take it away. Let me
Yes.
know a little bit about you and Digital Made Easy.
Yes. Digital Made Easy. I started the company because I started into IT sales, years and years ago. And back in the, '01, '02, '03 era, and working at CNN. And I just got bit by technology. And as I learned technology and then I got out into technology sales, at that particular time, I was coming across a lot of pushback on whenever I brought up technology to try to help any type of business processing or optimization. All of the end users or the potential clients would say, "Oh, that's too expensive. It's technology. It's too expensive," or they don't understand it, or they don't have
Right.
time for me to try to explain it. So the kind of the pushback I was getting was that if I have to implement technology, first they would say they don't have the time because they thought technology took a very long time, and then they wouldn't understand it. So I kind of went back in my think tank and started thinking about after I was, in the sales of a lot of different, I was selling HIPAA and a lot of different other types of technology services. I wanted to try to make it easy. I wanted to
Right.
try to make it easy to understand, to implement, to engage better. And I knew that was the wave of the future that was coming. And work, with my stint at CNN, technology was all around me. Some of it was, very difficult to understand, and some of it was fun, and some of it just depends on the area that you went into. So that's how I kind of came up with the name Digital Made Easy Technologies
There
Company.
you go. That's
Uh,
perfect fit.
so, basically, we're a Georgia-based technology company, right here in Atlanta, Georgia, and we specialize in like delivering, enterprise-wide technology solutions, data analytics, to basically optimize processing and improve productivity.
Sure.
We started a company on digital signage.
Right.
I was working with some clients, or actually a friend of mine had a chain of restaurants,
Uh-huh.
and he was looking to promote his restaurants because he got out of the technology industry and got into the restaurant industry, and he was like, okay, well, how am I going to let everyone know who I am, what I'm doing, and when they come in, how can I keep them coming back?
Yes.
And so he had, and a lot of his restaurants had, existing real estate TVs all in there. So I was looking at it, and he had like a little, one area was going to have a one-man band and things of that nature. He's going to have trivia night. And I was like, well, why don't we put everything, all of your services and things up on the screen?
Right.
And that was even before I knew how to do it.
There you go. There you go.
And that was just my sales mind.
That's right.
And
That's right.
and he said, "Yeah, what do you got?" And I was like, "Give me a couple of days." So I went back, spoke with some of my developers. We put together some software and we kind of tested it. It worked. And then fast forward, we kind of built it into a cloud-based system. And that's kind of how I launched Digital Made Easy, with digital signage, taking over menu boards, taking everything from print to digital. So that way, if you're at a restaurant, you got a lot of turnover or you got changes, you don't
Hmm.
have to wait on the print company to mail it. You
That's
get
right.
it. Something is wrong, you got to send it back. We can change everything through cloud-based. And that's how my company was launched.
And that's a very powerful tool. That it's grown a lot, but not just in restaurants for the menu, but for, like you said, for marketing, right? People are
Mm-hmm.
using it. We see it all the time in hospitals. We see it in
Mm-hmm.
doctors' offices. It's common. And if you look at the ROI, it's cost effective than print, and it's a lot more spot on.
Yes.
As far as direct marketing, because
Yep.
people's going to see that. They're going to see that. And it is a technology. And
Yes.
I get your comment about expensive. It's expensive. Folks don't understand what the tech really is, and people see dollar signs.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, as we do a lot of different tech, and this, every piece of technology in a business has some form of an ROI. It depends
Yes.
on how you use it.
Yes. Exactly right. Exactly right. We were getting originally when I started it back in 2015, we started out, attacking the restaurants.
Right?
And because they have menus, you go in there, they have, these lengthy books of menus and items and things of that
Mm-hmm.
nature. And so, we were getting a little pushback. The fun pushback was that, or I could do that myself and I'll just put it on a thumb drive and stick it in the back of the TV. And I was like, okay, well, you know, what about when the menu changes or you have an item or things of that nature? Oh, and I
You
was
didn't
like,
think
well,
about that.
yeah. And I would say, well, with our cloud-based system, we change everything remotely and on the spot.
That's right.
And, I was getting, how are you going to do that? And so, I would show them, I would sit there at the bar with my laptop. We'll be looking at, I'll just put something up on their screen and I would tell them, okay, hey, how you doing, Mr. Manager? And then about 20 seconds later, it showed up on the screen and they was like, wow. So we was
Yes.
getting a wow factor from that point, and we just start spreading and kind of now we're in commercial buildings, we're in hospitals, we're in medical facilities, we're
Wonderful.
in we're in schools, we're in doggy daycare places. I mean,
Okay.
we're in retail, industrial, commercial. I mean, you name it. Wherever there's a business is,
You can be
there's an
there. That well
opportunity.
makes sense. Everybody
Yeah.
needs digital signage of some factor. So that leads me into my next question. So talk to me a little bit about your reach.
Hmm.
About and maybe even if you've got obviously we don't have to talk any names of last clients, but if you got any kind of use case or a case study, maybe a really one that you're really, I know you're proud of all your installations, but one
Yeah.
that's really really good that you might want to kind of talk about.
Yes. One in particular, which I I always wanted to kind of break into the medical facility, and to kind of the more of the property management side. With my commercial, I'm a commercial broker by trade. So my background is dealing with property managers, commercial brokers, and things of that nature. So all of real estate. So anything above ground that has a building on it, I decided to, merge, well, not merge, but kind of work my two companies. I have a technology company and I do real estate. So I would use my real estate talk track with property management companies
There you go. Yep.
to let them know how we can implement and engage, communication better with, in the lobby and things of that nature. So one of my great use cases is over at Lake Hearn. It's a medical facility over by Northside Hospital.
Yes.
It's a big property. It's three buildings. They did a $80 million renovations on that particular property. And so one of the property managers, found me on the internet, gave me a call and asked me that, they had a particular company that they was dealing with, but the company came and installed it and they never heard from him again. And I was like, wow. And so he gave me the opportunity to come and showcase what we can do. I took over one of the lobbies, 65-inch screen,
Hmm.
and our designers went to work. We looked, we did all the homework. We looked at their website, we looked at their social media, we got information from them. My designers redesigned a complete, beautiful new design. We put it up on the lobby. And I mean, we had, just so much great feedback from the owners, the property managers, the leasing agents, the all the tenants. They have all different types of medical tenants. I mean, from
Right.
dentistry to pediatric and things of that nature. So and they've been a strong client of ours for going on 3 years now.
How about that?
Um,
That's awesome.
and and so now if it kind of led to, because they're managed and owned by SK Commercial, and SK Commercial has properties all over. So now we're implementing at some of their headquarters out by the Battery. And then now we're looking at some industrial properties that they own, and it's growing,
That's
and I
awesome.
love it. Yeah,
That is
it's
really
been
good.
fun.
Now you do venture outside of Georgia. I mean, can you take care of anything pretty much, or
Yes, yes. We're in Gatlinburg, Tennessee with Tennessee Homemade Wines.
okay,
Tennessee Homemade Cider, Tennessee Homemade Wines. He has in Sevillersville and Gatlinburg. He has a Bali manufacturing company now that we're implementing some screens in there. So yes, I do have relationships and resources with boots on the ground, where if we was expand to Florida or LA, I have the manpower
good,
to get those implementations. And that it kind of allowed us to tamper into you know offering full technology services as well. So
exactly, yes,
yeah, because when we go to a client, the digital signage is great and cool and it's engaging for the tenants and the customers that is coming in. But I started coming across, needing low voltage,
yep,
needing, website work, needing this system to talk to that system. So I was like, okay, great. So I start venturing out and bringing in some developers, some CTOs, and things of that nature that specialize in different levels of technology. So right now we are basically a technology and software company where we
right.
offer cloud, edge computing, analytics, cybersecurity. So we're digital made easy technology company now
There you go,
with a
exactly.
couple with a couple of specializations. So
And
it's
you
been
have an
great.
avenue to take care of anything and everything, which is the strength of our partnership.
Yeah, yeah, it's been great. I love it. It's been growing. The growth is good. We kind of slowed down like pretty much everyone during COVID,
Right,
and had to kind of restructure and relook at things coming out. Everything really moved to digital after COVID. I
right,
mean, the menus, you go in restaurants now, you scan a barcode.
yep,
So we did a lot of those during COVID. Some of our existing clients, they would do when they was kind of doing soft openings coming out of COVID.
right.
We asked them if they wanted to take their menu to a barcode, and that kind of led us to doing something new and fun. So it made it a lot easier for a lot of the clients coming in.
There you go. Absolutely. Well, make it fun and easy. That's the name of the game, right?
Yes, yes. I try to live up to the name.
There you go. Let's make it easy for you. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Keith, anything as we close? I mean, anything else you'd like to add or say before we close out?
I would just like to say, thank you for the opportunity. I look forward to definitely working with you and your team. And if there's some
Absolutely.
opportunity for me to collaborate with any type of client, whether it be digital signage or IT consulting and software development, we're open, and we do our best to try to make it easy for you.
Absolutely. Love it. Thank you so much, Keith. It's a
Yeah.
pleasure and look forward to working with you. Thank you for your time today.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Wade.